Hello, you glamorous bitches. I'm Cassidy. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Today I want to talk about transitioning. It's a term we use all the time, and we hear it thrown around, and we may think we know what it means, and we may know what it means, but we may not. So today we'll talk about transitioning. Transition, by its very definition, is a gradual change over time, which means it's not a quick fix. You can't simply start transitioning and expect immediate results or, to have everything all of a sudden be solved, all your problems. That's not how it works. But we do transition, and we're looking at the long term. The average transition takes about 2 years for really noticeable changes to occur. Now, everybody's different, so of course that could vary. A few things that I do know is that the younger you begin your transition, generally the better results you'll have. And I say better, I don't even know why. But generally, let's instead of better, let's say more visible, more noticeable in a shorter amount of time. And that's because when you start younger, you're not fighting years and years of your body being a certain way with, the hormones of the gender you were assigned at birth. So the younger you begin your transition, the less the hormone injections or whatever hormones you're taking have to work against, have to overcome. Okay? So the older you are, it's also going to be possibly less effective. It may take longer. You may not get as drastic results as somebody who transitioned younger. And again, that's okay too. It's just, that's how it is. Okay? Anybody that feels that they need to transition to achieve a certain look should probably consider plastic surgery. Now, I'm not saying people should run out and get plastic surgery, but that's going to have more of a controllable result than transitioning. And it would be faster, albeit more expensive. So, transitioning takes time. The results vary by person. But again, some people do it because we need to feel normal. That's what we need to be able to live in our own bodies. That's the way it is. So, the next question is, who should transition? And I say anybody that wants to. And I know that is not much of an answer, but that's kind of like really the only real answer you can have. Because a transition is deeply personal and specific to each person. Everybody has their own reasons. Now, there are other alternatives to transitioning depending on how strongly you feel inside. Like simply being gender fluid. Just presenting as whatever gender you feel like at the time. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. If that makes you feel better, if that alleviates any, dysphoria that you may have, that's fine. No reason to take it any further. If that makes you happy, just do it. If you want to wear makeup and women's clothes, and that in itself is enough to make you, feel appreciated of yourself, appreciative of your own self, your own body, then that's also fine. Do what makes you happy. I always say that. That's my biggest thing. Do what makes you happy. You have to, because nobody else will do it for you. Okay? But anyway, sometimes, cross dressing or gender fluidity, or uh, androgyny, being kind of somewhere in the middle, appealing to both male or female, is fine. That's fine for some people. If your level of dysphoria can be abated or, lessened by those actions, then I say go for it. Now, if you've done those things and you still feel not right, you still feel there's something missing, then by all means, go ahead and transition. But remember, do not attempt to do it on your own. Do not self-medicate. That's very dangerous. Now, I know not everybody has access to, doctors and health plans and prescriptions, and some people, their dysphoria is so severe that, they feel like if they don't self-medicate, they may die. They can get depressed. And I understand that. But you also have to understand that by self-medicating, you're taking a huge risk. You can mess things up. You can damage your liver, and you can create other health problems that might even interfere with your transition. So at the very least, just see an endocrinologist and get blood work done to see where your levels are at and make sure that, your metabolic function is not suffering. Again, I do not condone self-medication. Now, the next part of transitioning I want to discuss is the physical act of transitioning. That is going from the gender you were assigned at birth to your internal gender, what you feel comfortable presenting it as. Now, transition is, as I said, a very personal experience, and, you're doing it for you and for no one else. But one thing you have to remember is that there are other people in your life, hopefully. And even though they're not taking any medications or they're not altering their bodies or their appearances, they are going through this transition with you, especially your family, close friends, co-workers. And even if they support you and understand, it's still going to be an adjustment. Nobody that has never experienced gender dysphoria can really, truly know what it's like. They can support you. They can agree with your decisions. They can make you feel comfortable about it, but then they'll never know in their heart what it's really like. So you kind of have to be patient with people sometimes. Now, I myself, I'm a very laid back person. I don't get upset by words. I I have a great sense of humor. I can laugh at myself. So if somebody misgenders me, or they use my birth name, or they call me buddy, or he, or hey, that's a good guy, I don't take it as a personal offense. 99% of the time, the people I interact with, I know that they're not genuinely, consciously trying to hurt me, so it doesn't bother me. And in the event that someone did misgender me or call me something, use some harmful language on purpose with intent to hurt me, I don't care about that either, because that's not a person that's important to me in my life. And again, people with the best intentions sometimes slip up. It takes some getting used to call somebody by a different name than you've called them the whole entire time you've known them. And that's okay. I've told people that I don't want them to worry about that. I don't want anybody to ever feel uncomfortable or feel like they have to watch what they say around me because they want to avoid hurting my feelings. No way. I want people to treat me the same way they always have. And I want them to feel comfortable interacting with me. And if that means I have to ignore the occasional him, he, somebody saying transgendered instead of transgender, that's fine with me. I have to, I can be patient since I'm expecting people to be patient with me. I hope that makes sense. Like I said, it's your transition, but other people are transitioning with you. So, my best advice, relax. Do what you do. Don't let anybody upset you. And enjoy the support of the people that support you. And cut them some slack when they deserve it. That's all you can do. Like I said, like I always say, you have to be happy. You have to do what makes you happy. You have to create your own happiness in your life. And I sincerely wish everybody the ability to do that. So don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Leave me some comments, please. I'd love to know your thoughts and your experiences. If anybody has had experiences like this, then please let me know in the comments. Also, somebody always texts me when I'm recording, and then we break shit. Also, leave me questions if you want, or suggestions in the comments, because that will help give me ideas for future videos, or I could answer your questions in a future video. And lastly, I started a merchandise line of Cassidy Rae products. I know you all are just dying to get your hands on those. So check out my merchandise shop, Love Cassidy, and I'll put that link to that in the description. Until next time, love you.